Hey, hey, hey. Can you? Okay. I see you. My husband was saying something. I don't know what he was talking about. Drinking and 28 grams of sugar. I don't know. I
Hi,
don't know.
Brandon.
Brandon Jaquetta says hi. He said, huh? Hello.
Hey, hey, hey. Happy Friday. Happy Friday.
Thank you for
So,
doing this. Thank you so much.
oh, thank you for having me. So I'm gonna follow your lead
Okay.
and we're gonna go. So I have the phone and then I have my computer so I can kind of see because I can never see comments on my phone. So if I'm looking
Okay.
over here, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just trying to see if we have comments and questions so we can answer as much and educate the masses today as much as we can about this myth because that's what it is. So
I
we gonna shed some light on this wonderful
agree.
subject. So let me find your live. Hold on.
Okay, well, while you're
But
doing that, I can kind of start for people who don't know what's
yes,
going on.
yes,
So
yes.
I'm Laura Williams. This is my papa's sister, Jaquetta,
Hey, hey.
and we are going to talk about infertility this evening. We're going to answer questions for those of you who may have questions. We are going to shed some light on some of the myths. If you're comfortable, Jaquetta, because we didn't really, discuss it, but if you'd like to share your personal
Yeah.
story, I myself have gone through now 6 miscarriages, the last two in the last 2 months.
Oh
So,
no.
yeah, that's why I was just like, it's been rough. It's been rough. Literally, I got pregnant in February, lost it in March, turned around 2 to 3 weeks later, got pregnant again. I just went to the urgent care last week, Friday, for that miscarriage. So it's been really, really rough. And as much as we talk about how, it's such a common thing, I actually hid it from my family. I didn't tell my mother, my sisters, my brother. I told nobody. I told nobody about the first pregnancy. And then I definitely didn't tell them about this last pregnancy, only a very, very close few. So Jaquetta and I are here. If you guys have questions, concerns, you're not sure about things, please feel free. As I said, I've had 6 miscarriages now. The last two just happened over the last 2 months. So everything is pretty fresh, raw, real. I don't have any notes because I've been going through this
I have
since
notes for
2018.
statistics because I know somebody's gonna ask us about some numbers, and I'm a numbers girl, and I'm gonna be like, there it is.
If y'all have
But
questions with the numbers, Jaquetta got y'all.
so
Go
to
ahead.
introduce myself, I'm Jaquetta Dion. I met Laura through paparazzi, and my journey is pretty simple. I've had one tubal pregnancy, which of course resulted in a miscarriage, had difficulty after difficulty after difficulty conceiving the one and only gift that I have. Um, it was unexplained infertility for me, and that's what they just kept saying, and they kept giving us the cliche, you're not trying enough, you're stressed, it's gonna come, just relax, just be patient. And this is my shut the up voice, so I'm not mocking doctors or people, but we got tired of hearing that, right, Laura? Um and so through help, we have our miracle Sagan. I was 41 when I finally conceived her, 42 when I gave birth to her. So, and I will be 47. I don't know how old I am this year. So, because it took us so long to get her, and then, the year and a half between the tubal and actually conceiving her was just,
Yeah.
roadblock after roadblock after
Mhm.
roadblock after roadblock. And until I started doing my own research to figure out what it is, and I'll talk about like what the cause was in just a second. I won't leave you hanging for very long, but knowing truth from facts, and unfortunately I put put infertility in the bucket with weddings and funerals because of cost, not because of emotional or anything like that. And anything with that word on it, like anything with wedding or anything with funeral, the cost is astronomical. And you shouldn't have to be a millionaire to procreate. And infertility is cost prohibitive, and it's expensive. And thank you, Charity. I tell people all the time that, you know, I definitely don't look like what I've been through, and I'm an open book, and this is our story. So my cause of infertility was fibroids, which could be the cause for many women, because for African American women, it is the #1 cause of infertility, and many of us have no idea that we have fibroids. I had a myomyectomy, which is the procedure to have fibroids removed, and that was supposed to boost my chance. No, I still needed help. And more so because where the fibroids were inside my uterus, one was across the cervix. Well, if nothing can get in,
Nothing can come out.
Nothing can come out. So I can laugh about this now, but I'm telling you, I was very similar to Laura. I did not tell anybody. My family is probably going to be blowing up my phone in a minute, because many of them have no idea. But hey, it is what it is. So, you know, like we talked about some myths a little bit earlier. I'll give you like some real numbers. 48.5 million couples, 48.5 million couples experience some form of infertility. That's a lot of people.
I want to add something in there, because a lot of people do not realize, clearly women for the most part don't realize, more of us actually have miscarriages than we even know, because a lot of times, essentially what a miscarriage is your body doing what it's supposed to do and actually pushing the baby out, because usually there's an issue. So sometimes we think our period was a little late, or maybe it was a little bit early. That was actually more than likely a miscarriage. Especially if you know you had been trying for a while and you're like, oh my God, I can't get pregnant. I'm not getting pregnant. You probably did get pregnant and miscarried. You just didn't know, because you probably didn't pee on the stick or have a sensitive enough test to get that positive.
I was gonna say, you probably peeing on the stick if you're trying to get pregnant, because we have stock. Go upstairs. We have stock in tests.
Yeah. Me and Amazon and me and the dollar store and Food Depot are best friends. They know my face, because I'm in there like every week or so for pregnancy tests. Like if y'all had seen the amount of pregnancy tests I took with the last miscarriage, because I did not think that I could get pregnant without having a cycle. I literally miscarried and got pregnant.
We're gonna talk about that myth that you have. I mean, you can't get a period. You don't. You really don't. You can get pregnant on your period.
Yes.
So we finna kick, as I told Laura yesterday, we finna kick the pot off the stove with this one. So ladies, buckle up. If you're prudish, go ahead and get off our live now, because we are gonna talk about some not graphic, but you know, things. So for me, I learned I ovulate on my cycle. Who knew? Because this chick right here didn't know, you know, and I've been with me my whole life and had no clue. So that, you know, that's a myth. You can't get pregnant on your cycle. Lies they tell. You can put that on Mary Had a Little Lamb, as they say, you know, it's not true. That's how my little one got here. So, you know, on my cycle. Yes. Wow. I ovulate on between day 3 and day 5 of my cycle.
Isn't that really early?
So your body is unique to you. Can't nobody be you. That's why we all have unique fingerprints. Even twins are not the same. You're unique to you. Your situation is unique to you. So, you know, a few more myths. I wrote some down. The whole like we talked about this, you need to relax, that stress is a cause of infertility. No, it's not, because guess what? Poor people are stressed. Guess who have all the babies? No offense.
Popping them out. I know somebody right now on every kind of government assistance, federal aid, everything you can think of, and she got about 9 kids.
So I know you stressed because you worried about checking the mailbox or checking your EBT account for whatever deposits that the government are going to give you. That's got to be stressful. I can't tell you it's stressful because I'm not familiar with that, but I can tell you I worked for Department of Human Services for a time, and they were stressing me, asking me where their EBT, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever alphabet social stimulus that they was getting. That's got to be stressful. Having 9 kids has got to be stressful. So don't tell me that stress has anything to do with infertility. Bunked. Next. So, you know.
But you're right. You're right. You're
my
so
other
right.
favorite one that I was like, you can take that opinion and throw it in the garbage. Try harder. Try more. What do you think we doing? Do you think we Mary and Joseph and it's gonna come by immaculate conception? No, we over here like rabbits getting at it, and it ain't happening. Next.
I was timing sex. Timing. Hey, baby.
Timing, taking temperatures.
I'm ovulating. Oh, my temp is up. My temp is up. Come on, let's do this. Let's do this.
Got stocking Robitussin trying to thin out with that guaifenesin. Don't play with me, girl.
And Mucinex.
Mucinex, yes. Mucinex is the new dude, but you know, we did this a while back. We were still using Tussin, guaifenesin. We're gonna be technically use the medical term for guaifenesin. So
I just found out about the Mucinex. So there's that. I literally just found out about it. I had no clue about Mucinex.
Somebody said, how can you try harder? Girl, I don't know. But they will, somebody who got 99 kids will tell you, girl, you ain't trying hard enough. Get you some Hennessy, get you some Seagrams, get you some business. That's what you need to do.
All you need to do is have sex. Just let y'all know right now. You don't need nothing.
You don't need nothing else. You know, and stress-free, get you a Calgon bath and some sex, and bam, you're going to have a baby.
Just sex.
No.
That's it.
No. No.
Not that
so one of the other ones that it's a woman's issue. No. 1/3 of the couples, it's a woman's issue. 1/3 of the couple, it's the man's issue. And guess what? 1/3 is both of them. Everyone in the equation goes through the process. Everyone, and I'm going to say this for the men. It takes a strong man to go through infertility with a woman. Somebody said, wait, what's the Mucinex for? So Mucinex thins the mucus of the cervix to help the sperm get to the eggs easier. It thins their path so they can swim. So it takes a man's man who is secure with himself and secure in his relationship to go through this, because it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for the weak. It's not for the meek. Baby, when I tell you, it has you second guessing yourself, second guessing your spouse, all kinds of things. And Laura, I still 6. My heart goes out to you. My heart goes out to you, because
and as you talk about a man's man, I just want to put it out there. My husband is amazing. He is wonderful. When I tell y'all, there have been days, like I'm literally going through my 6th miscarriage right now. Like I'm still bleeding, like right now. And when I tell y'all, there have been days where my husband has cooked, he has cleaned, he has made sure, because our daughter does virtual, he's made sure she has gotten up, gotten ready, on her laptop, ready for school. He's like, you don't got to do nothing. Don't worry about anything. So it's not just about the women, ladies. My husband, I looked at him one day and I asked him, I said, do you not care? Like, we keep losing babies. Does it not affect you? Because my husband is a vet. Let me just let y'all know, for those of you who don't know, Brandon is a vet. So he's very, Brandon, a little TMI per se. Brandon used to collect body pieces that got blown up out in Afghanistan where he was. So he has no emotion. He's very he used to do honor guard and he did funerals. So when I tell you
His military bearing is A1.
yes, he's a soldier. He's a soldier. He's a man's
Army?
man. No, he did Air Force, 10
Okay.
years. So I'm crying, bawling, feel like I'm losing my mind. And I finally decided to open up and ask him, baby, how are you not being affected? He said, whoa, don't think I'm not being affected. What it is I have to be strong for you and for me. Just want to put that out there. It's not
That's
just us ladies.
and
The
that's
men
what's
feel
real.
it too.
That is real. So let me hit another myth that she talked about. So she says she has another daughter. They say once you have a kid, having more is nothing.
Yes,
You can just pop them out
yes,
like popcorn. No freaking
no.
ma'am. Every
Secondary
pregnancy is
infertility.
different. Go ahead.
Secondary infertility. It is real. That's what I have. That's more than likely what you have, because at least you got your baby. And who knows, you may never be able to have another one. Because age, I'm gonna tell you right now, age is nothing but a number. Yes, you know, the older you get, the more harder it can become. But don't think because you're in your 40s, because you're in your 50s, you cannot have kids. Don't let nobody tell you your age has anything to do with it. It's not your age. It's the quality of the eggs, how many eggs you have in your reserve. It's everybody is unique and different. It's not about your age. Secondary infertility is real.
It is real, real, real. And I love that you talk about the age of your eggs, because maybe people do not realize we are born with all the eggs that we're gonna get.
Oh,
Unless we go buy some, we all
and you can.
you
There's
can
donor eggs.
you
There's donor
can have
eggs,
donor
and you can buy
eggs,
them.
but all the eggs that we came with them. And I'm gonna tell you the miracle of that is because your eggs go 3 generations if you think about it. So you say you're the baby, your mom, you're inside of her, your eggs come with you. So as soon as you are an embryo, your eggs are there, your mama's eggs are there, and guess what? Your grandma. So we go way down, and those eggs, they're they're pretty tough, but they're fragile at the same time. So depending on the quality of your eggs will depend on your fertility. There are tests to measure that. Are they accurate? We don't know. All we can do is go by some guideline that somebody made up, and we just have to roll with that. So you have to take anything with infertility with a grain of salt and add a comma, because if it don't have a comma in it, guess what? It's probably not gonna work, and that's sad. You know, IVF treatment, $1,200 minimum.
Well, actually, I just found out CNY does it for 3,000 and change now. I am looking into that. I'm considering it. I'm not there yet.
So and then okay, so let's bring in healthcare to that. So there's a small clause in your health insurance that says that they pay for it, but when you get down to the real nitty gritty and you get the bill, claim denied. Ma'am, please tell me how my claim was denied. I only got one too because I had a tubal pregnancy, and without my consent, basically, y'all took the one that I had, so you only left me with one. The one that you left me with was clogged. You didn't unclog it while you was in there, but you knew it was clogged. And so now I got one, and now I'm on the pregnancy struggle bus. Come on.
Speaking of that, if I could just interject, I have to put in there when it comes to insurance and medical claims and all that, please know you have to advocate for yourself. Do not expect your nurse, your doctor, I don't care if y'all been best friends since elementary school, do not expect them to look out for you, because I'm going through it now. I finally got a reproductive endocrinologist, which long story short, as a specialist, and I'm having to go between her and my current insurance carrier, which is Kaiser Permanente, and I'm having to go back and forth and find out the price of this, the price of that, see if Kaiser can do it, since Kaiser is my insurance company and the reproductive endocrinologist doesn't take Kaiser. It's a journey. It's a process. It's crazy, but you have to advocate for yourself. Don't let them tell you that you have to do this, you have to do that, you have to do this. That's not true, because every single test that I have had done from my reproductive endocrinologist has been done through Kaiser Permanente, because I asked the reproductive endocrinologist, what testing do I need? I get those tests, I take them back to Kaiser. I find out that the Kaiser lab, which is covered under my insurance, does it, and I have Kaiser do it. Then I take the results back to the reproductive endocrinologist. It's a lot of work. Oh,
It
God,
is.
it's a lot of work. But I'm advocating for myself, because if not, I'd be spending thousands of dollars out of pocket when I already have insurance through Kaiser, and Kaiser can do these tests. Keep that in mind. You have to advocate for yourself. You have to dig deeper. You have to look into it, and don't let nobody tell you you can't, you shouldn't, this is not right for you. Do your own research. Make sure you are advocating and looking out for you.
And your specialist will tell you, well, I don't want anybody else's lab results, and I don't want any. Well, that's what you're gonna get.
Right. I don't care. I'm not covered through you. I'm covered through them. So I'm gonna let them do it, and then I'm gonna bring it back to you, and that's just what we're gonna do.
That's when you ask them, you can't read, you did go to medical school. It's gonna be the same. It's just gonna be on a different kind of piece of paper than what you used to.
It's the same test, boo-boo. It's the same. You gave me the test. I just brought it to them to do it because it's covered over here, not over there.
Exactly. You wrote out exactly what you wanted them to do, and they're a whole lab over here. And guess what? They professional too, and they gonna get it done, and they gonna give you the result, and then I'm gonna give them to you. And you're gonna tell me, based on what you see from those results over there, that's on the free 99 versus these over here that's in the thousands, and tell me what's going on. And either you could work with me, or I could find somebody who will.
That's it. That's what it is. That's what it is.
You have, I mean, that is the biggest thing. You have to advocate for yourself. Again, this is not for the meek or the weak. You have to speak up, and you have to repeat yourself, because they act like they can't hear because they want it their way. And you have to remind them, this is not Burger King.
They work for you. Remember that.
Exactly.
You pay insurance. You're paying them. They work for you.
They ultimately work for you, and either they gonna do it your way, or you're gonna go find another way. Because guess what? They're not the only endocrinologist, reproductive specialists in the area.
True that. It's Atlanta. Atlanta got a whole lot.
So you have to advocate for yourself. You have to read and research for yourself. Just because they tell you it's XYZ, ask questions. Even if you don't know what the answer should be, ask questions. And if they get annoyed with you asking questions, that's not the medical professional for you. You have to find someone who's in it for you. And I went through two sets of doctors before I got what I needed, because the first one, God bless him, I don't know how he's still in practice, because he didn't really look at my charts or really do any testing. My first appointment, he gave me a prescription and said, go get these shots, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. You ain't gonna take no blood work. You're not gonna ask me no questions. You're not gonna ask me how long I've been doing this. You're not gonna do an exam. You're not gonna look at nothing. You just go. And so that brings me to the next myth, that everyone's journey looks the same. No, ma'am. No, sir. It does not. I may have this issue because of X. You may have this issue because of Y. It's 26 letters in the alphabet, and then you can double and triple and quadruple them up, and then you got all the issues that people have. You can't just, it's not cookie cutter. Unfortunately, it's not cancer, it's not heart disease, it's not diabetes. There's no, this is the norm, and this is what happens, and if you take 2 of these shots and call us in the morning, you'll have a baby in 9 months. No, ma'am, no, sir. That's not how it works.
And just because they find one issue, don't mean
it's the only one.
Because the last miscarriage before this one, we found out last year that I had a blood clotting disorder. Praise God, we figured it out. All right, got pregnant, and I didn't take the Lovenox the last pregnancy, but this pregnancy I was like, you know what, you're gonna take this medication, you're gonna have this baby, you're gonna stop being stubborn, because I'm very natural and holistic. I hate medicines. Spent the first 4 years of my life in a hospital, not trying to be on medicine no more. So I took my Lovenox shot. That's a shot every single day in my stomach. Every day. Imagine injecting yourself every single day.
You talking
in
to the
just
girl
a
on the
week.
infertility journey. Yes, we know all about shots.
Right. So
I
I
felt like Lil
injected
Jon.
myself.
Shots, shots, shots.
Right. Shot.
Everybody.
Every single night, 7 p.m., I had a shot in my stomach from April 2nd when I got that first positive all the way until actually Saturday that just passed, because I was told keep acting like you're pregnant until we can get in and confirm, blah blah blah, whatever. So I did my shots, and they told me to take an aspirin every morning. So every morning I'm taking an aspirin, every night I'm taking a shot, and I still miscarried. So now it's like back to the drawing board. They still believe I have that blood clotting disorder, and once I do get pregnant again, they want me to do the same thing, but now they're looking to see what else could be the issue since I did miscarry again, even though I did what they told me to do. So that's something else to keep in mind. It might not be a
Just
one shot, you're good to
mine was
go, figure
4.
it out. Yours was 4, so there you
Mine
go.
was 4. So I totally understand. And someone else's may just be one issue. Some person may have 20 issues. You don't know. Your health is going to determine what is or is not the reason that you're not conceiving. And sometimes people can conceive, as Laura can say, and can't carry to term. So
They're
my
burning
4
with
issues,
you.
my 4
Side
issues were fibroids. I didn't have a blood clotting issue, but I had a blood type mismatch. So my husband and I, our blood types didn't match. And when we mixed and made a baby, it was fighting me. So my body was like, oh, we don't know what this is. Get rid of it.
Get it
And
out.
that's basically what happened. So between that, the fibroids, the blood type not matching each other, not being able to get pregnant after my cycle because I ovulated on my cycle, and then the fourth one was after we lost the first 2. My fourth one was I had 2 ovaries, but only 1 fallopian tube. So if you don't know how reproductive works, it has to go from the ovaries through the fallopian tube. So 1 month I had an egg just floating out here, just chilling and chilling, and we don't know where it would be, and it was like a 0.000.1% chance that it'd find its way to where it needed to be fertilized and have conception. And then every other month I had the tube that was blocked. So if it was a skinny sperm, maybe it could get a skinny egg, it could get through and get to where it was going. So I mean, I can laugh about it now. It's funny now, but it definitely, nothing was funny when I was going through. The jokes were not funny. The innuendos were not funny. And so I became the queen of clapback. So don't come for me and my journey, because since you want to crack jokes and you think you like being funny, I'm a mean comic. So the clapback was, and so then they just stopped because they were like, oh yeah, she mean. She's going through this and she's taking it out on everybody. No, you're being rude, saying, oh, you're not trying hard enough. You need to do it like this. You need to do it like this. You need to mind your business.
Oh, the one I love the best, and I've actually been told this by a few family members, bless their heart. I love them, and I've explained to them that it's not right. But I have actually been told, well, you have 1 child. Why don't you just, be happy with the one that you have? Excuse me? You taking care of my kids? You paying my bills? Why are you worrying about how many kids I want? If I want 15 kids, isn't that between me, Jesus, and my uterus?
And your paycheck. I mean, my thing is you can have as many as you can take care of, or you in the state can take care of. I mean,
Right.
because there's a whole lot of people who can't take care of their kids and they have multiples. Did anybody tell them? Well, just be happy with the one that you have. Girl, Chantel, the nerve of people is bigger than the United States when it comes to other people's business.
It is. It is.
My thing is this is how I live my life about everything. If I ain't got no money on it, I have no opinion on it.
Let the church say amen.
And the reason why that is because people will give you their opinion. How we gonna fund this solution, ma'am, sir? You done gave all this. How much you got on it?
Can you put
Oh,
5
you
on?
quiet now? That's what I needed you to do when you was over there expressing your opinion.
Hush. Hush.
So yeah,
Especially,
so some of the
especially if you
other
have
things,
multiple. Like, who you to tell me I should only have 1? You have like 4. I'm just saying.
It's crazy. So one of the other myths that it's rare. I just told you 48.5 million couples experience some form of infertility. 9% of men, 10% of women. It's just ridiculous, you know. And I guess we can say, fortunately, we are in the lower percentage for worldwide statistics. You know, believe it or not, people will be like, Africa got infertility problems. Yes, they do. Everybody over there ain't popping out babies. So, you know, they're one of the highest countries with infertility rates. So, you know, it's crazy. So, I mean, who? Let me see. I think I got all of mine. Relax, try harder. It's a woman's issue. Age, and we talked about that. It's you know, one of the biggest myths that men can have babies up until they're dying. No, they can't. Not all of them. Some of them have prostate issues. Some of them have slow swimmers. Some of them have no swimmers. Not to put anybody's business out there in the street, but I personally know someone who's not my husband, and I've never had any type of relationship with this person's business, but I'm having to tell you everything except for their name. But they were in a relationship and 3 children were conceived and none of them belonged to him. Blink, 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 blink.
Lord.
But she showed pretended like they were, and then come to find out he can't have children.
I was gonna say, so he around here fathering children that he can't even produce.
They say if you feed them long enough, they look like you. No, they don't. But anyway, so it's not rare. It has nothing to do with age. And people are like, well, Halle Berry had a baby when she was 50. Let me tell you a secret. She used somebody else's eggs. She used a donor.
She got lots of money.
She bought some eggs, or she froze some eggs. I mean, there are people who, like I should have, because I knew I weren't going to have children until later in life. I probably, if I would have known better, I would have frozen some of my eggs. So when I was younger and they were great, and used them later. But hey, we don't always know. It's not a poor problem. It's not a rich problem. It's not a woman problem. It's not a man problem. It's not a socioeconomic problem. It is across the board. It does not discriminate. It does not discriminate. And it has a stigma, and it shouldn't. You should not be judged by how many children you've procreated or produced. I mean, children definitely give you value. Please do not think that I don't think that my daughter is valued. It is, but that doesn't value me. That's only a part of me. You should never tell a woman that, oh, you're not even a woman because you can't even produce a child. If you tell me that, I'm gonna chop you in the throat first and foremost. You could put that on Mary Had a Little Lamb. Because
I agree.
It's rude. You shouldn't ask someone who's going through, you know, this process or has recently gone through this process. Well, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? It is a medical issue like any other medical issue. Do you ask people with lung cancer, what's wrong with you? Do you ask people with you know, diabetes, what's wrong with you? It is a medical issue. If we want to share it, we'll share it. If we don't, we don't. You know, you need to listen more than you speak when you're dealing with people. And I say couples because it's on both sides who are in this. And I think if we think that women have an issue with it, just think if it's the man. I mean, if he shares that, what's the ridicule that he gets? Oh, you're not a man. You can't even produce any baby. I mean, but at the same time, it's celebrated if a man's quote unquote gets to his 50s with no kids. Oh, you skated through. Half the time they probably had an unknown, undiagnosed infertility issue. They was probably out here skinning and grinning on everything that looked at them twice. If you're shooting, as they say, if you're shooting blanks, you can't hit a target.
Woo!
So it's not, it's about sensitivity. You know, like I kind of said last night, what would you want someone to say to you if that was you and you were in their shoes? What would you want them to say? Would you want them to say to you, what's wrong with you? Why can't you do this? It's simple. It's not simple. Making eggs is simple and yours is runny. So what's the problem? So I mean, there's a lot of things that are simple. So don't stereotype and put everybody in one bucket. And if you know or you think you know, ask. Most of us who are going through this or have went through this are willing to talk on a one-on-one basis about our journey, about what's currently going on, about how we feel. And what we want is someone to listen, not someone to give us advice. Because first and foremost, if you haven't been in this car, you can't tell me how it drives. What that means is if you haven't gone through infertility or any type of hardship trying to conceive, you can't tell me what to do or how to do it. Yes, Michelle says she thinks it's best that you can just be there for a friend that's experiencing it, without judgment, without words, just listen. That is probably the best thing and the best advice, Michelle, that you can give. Just listen. That's why we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so we can listen twice as much as we speak. Because a lot of times we put our misconception and misnomers on other people, and it has nothing to do with the situation. I mean, you just heard us talk about it. Laura has a blood clotting disorder. We don't know what else that's going on because we're at the beginning of this journey. For me, it was fibroids. It was also a blood disorder. It was also having one too. None of those sound like stress or my problem.
That's the
So
biggest thing too that I would love people to realize and understand. 9 out of 10 times it's not our fault. It's nothing we did. Like, I hate when people say, well, you shouldn't have eaten this, or you shouldn't have drank that, or you shouldn't have took that hot bath. Something that the doctor actually explained to me, and then I looked it up myself, because I don't never listen to doctors anymore. I listen to
they
them,
lie.
but then I
They
look it up.
lie.
Yes, they lied. Jesus, they lie. And I am learning that, sadly. Y'all know, many of y'all know me personally. I'm very naive. I listen to everything you say because you're not going to lie to me. Yeah, no, doctors lie just like everybody else. But a lot of times, what you eat, what you drink, taking a hot bath, it's not going to harm the baby. The baby is inside of you, inside of a sack, snugly and protected and warm and taken care of. If you have medical issues that are beyond your control, there is nothing that you could drink water and eat bread all day, and that's it. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Mhm.
It's not our fault. Like, I'm not doing anything to purposely miscarry. Like, I'm not trying to go through this 6 or more times. One time is enough. If you've never been through a miscarriage, the physical pain on top of the emotional pain it'll take you out. Like, if I don't care what nobody say, I know I'm strong. And Jaquetta, I know you strong. We are some strong people. Anyone who has ever been through 1 or more miscarriages is strong as hell. If they didn't, and I'm being real right now, commit suicide or hurt somebody else.
Or homicide. Hmm.
Right. Commit suicide
Or
or
battery.
homicide.
Yes.
Or battery, like you said, or hurt somebody else, because it is painful. Like, real talk, and I'm being as 100, as real as can be right now. On Sunday morning, and I'm just being honest with y'all and open, because that's what we said we were going to do on this live. Sunday morning, I drank a quarter of what wine was that? Lord Jesus, whatever white wine Brandon had before I got pregnant that we was sipping on. There was like a quarter in the bottle left. I drank that whole thing, and when I tell y'all, I went to my kitchen cabinet, and remember, I told y'all I had to take a bottle of aspirin. I saw that bottle of aspirin, and the only thing that went through my mind at that moment, I'm gonna go ahead and down this aspirin, because I'm gonna go to sleep and I'll never have to experience this pain again. That's it. And then I had to think, damn, I got a kid, I got a husband, I got a mother, a father, sisters, brothers who love me, who, if I do this and I don't wake back up, it's going to be even more hurtful and painful than what I'm experiencing now. And that's what stopped me. So if you have ever experienced a miscarriage, one or more, I salute you. We are some strong people, men and women, because it affects men too, like I said. The emotional pain, when I tell y'all, my heart felt like it was bursting. Like I had no more tears to cry. Like I'm sitting here dry faced right now because I have no tears left. And the more frustrating part is we still don't know exactly what the issue is. So I just want to put that out there. People who miscarry are some strong people because it's not our fault and we experience all this pain. It hurts. God, it hurts. It hurts.
It really does. So for those who have never experienced, and I wish it on no one, a miscarriage, just look at it like this. It's death of a loved one, because this is your loved one.
Yes, and I want to say I hate it when people,
grief is grief.
And I hate when people say there was no baby. What are you grieving? There was a baby. It was a life inside of me that I named, that I had plans for, that I picked out clothes for, that I possibly made a registry for. And depending on how far along you got, that you may have set up a nursery for and had all these Pampers and wipes and you was ready. And that life, you never got to hold that life.
Mm-hmm.
It hurts. I'm sorry. I had to put that out there because a lot of people have even asked me, like, well, you never had the baby, so like, can you just get over it? What?
And 99.9%
No.
of the time, those are people who've never had an issue with pregnancy. They got pregnant, they went through their trimesters, and they came home with a baby. You can say that because you're speaking from what I call a position of power. No, ma'am, no, sir. You can't tell me what, first and foremost, you can't tell me how to feel. If I want to fall out on the floor because of whatever, that's my business. Either you can agree or you can disagree. Whatever it is, I'm still going to feel the way that I feel. And for you to diminish my feelings, you have a problem. I don't have a problem. And my disdain is women who treat other women like this and say things like you just said, the baby wasn't even here. You was or my favorite one, you was pregnant for 5 minutes.
So it was 5
You've been
minutes
pregnant 50 times, but nobody's talking about that. You've been at the abortion clinic 50 times, but nobody's talking about that. So people, like I'm telling you, okay, calm down, Jaquan. I'm not gonna. So those are the clapbacks that they get when they say crazy stuff to me, because you have to be compassionate and have an open heart. You people have diarrhea of the mouth, and they say stuff and they really think that they're saying something good. No, I'm gonna put that on the list. When people get high and make food, it may sound good in your head, but when you get to putting Cheerios and chocolate milk and Twinkies together, no, that ain't what's popping on the streets.
That's
So
a good
everything,
analogy.
I mean, girl, I can talk about high people and food all day. That's why we got stuff like Dorito tacos. But anyway, we have to be compassionate. We have to be our sister's keepers. Someone said, whoever said that, sis, just say the word. I'm with Charity, because don't. So
Ignorant people, and I just ignore
they everywhere. Girl, you can just open the door, you can see 50 of them. Like, where y'all come from? But we have to be educated. We have to be supportive. And if you don't know, ask. And don't ask like, well, what's wrong with you? Ask, say, can you tell me more about what's going on? What can I do to help you? What is there anything that I can do? Or is there anything that you need? And most times we're going to say no, or we'll tell you what's wrong, but be open to ask, and don't ask just to be asking. Because if we ask you to do something, guess what? We're going to expect you to do it.
To do it.
So don't ask, not one of those empty, oh, thoughts and prayers, and you over there eating chips and ain't thought or prayed one time.
Just scroll right past. Just leave me alone.
Thoughts and
Please.
prayers. Here you go. Thoughts and prayers. Girl, let me
scroll.
oh,
Don't
right.
even stop. Just keep going.
Oh, look at this Michael Kors bag. I mean, so people get caught up in their own stuff, and that's fine. That's fair. It's their stuff. They're allowed to do that. They're allowed to have, whatever, but just have some compassion for your fellow sister. Have some compassion for their spouse, their significant other, their loved one who's going through this with them, because they need support too. Men gossip as much as women, but I can almost guarantee you they ain't talking about that.
I think they kind of hide it. I would love to, though, for those of you on here who have questions, I would love for y'all to post your questions if you have any, if you're curious about anything that we haven't discussed, or maybe you want us to elaborate on something that we kind of touched on. Please, you could put your questions in the comments, because that was my biggest thing, is to kind of, like we were just talking about earlier, I guess erase the stigma and make people more aware of this and how common it is, and to kind of educate people more on it, because you don't know what you don't know, right? So it's best to ask the questions that you're curious about and find out the right information, versus just going on having no clue and formulating your own opinions and ideas that are more than likely wrong. So please, if y'all want to ask questions, we would love for you guys to put them in the comments. We're open. Let us know anything you want to know. We're here.
Ask. There's no stupid question. It might be worded wrong, but we'll help you. We're here. We really are.
This is a safe space.
It is a safe space, so ask away. There's still a few people on, so definitely let us know what you'd like to know. Lots of love and support for you, Laura, because we're here for you. I've been fortunate. I have my rainbow baby, but do DNCs hinder you from holding on to your baby?
Not that I know of.
Can you? I think I know what you're asking, but can you say more?
I'm thinking she's talking more on like the fact that I can get pregnant, but I have an issue staying pregnant. So she's probably
okay. Is that what you're asking, Michelle? Does that procedure prevent future pregnancies?
And if that's the case, no, I've had issues even before my first DNC, and I didn't have my first DNC until my fourth miscarriage. So scar tissue, right?
Yeah. So not necessarily. Like I said, every journey is different. So I think the short answer is no. And my unscientific proof is there's many women out here who have abortion after abortion after abortion after abortion, and then they decide to keep the baby and they have a healthy pregnancy with no issues. So I don't think that is a contributing cause.
And scar tissue, if you remember, scar tissue can be removed. You can actually have, depending on how much, you can actually have it scraped out and removed. And really and truthfully, that's kind of what a DNC does. If there's any products of conception left over, because that's what happened to me. I got pregnant and my body was aborting the baby like it naturally is supposed to, because something is not right, something happened, whatever the case is. And it didn't completely get everything out, the stuff being called products of conception. So we tried a pill. Let me just kind of kill all of that too, if there's any questions about it. So you can have a natural abortion where your body pushes everything out. You can have a DNC where they actually go in. It's a procedure where they basically like scrape out your uterus, take everything out, clean it all out, get everything out. and hopefully, you know, everything goes back to normal. And you can also get a pill. Do you remember the name of the pill? Have you
It's
ever had
something with a, it's my something.
Yeah, Meta or Mida, something or other. But you get these
I'll think
pills.
of it in a second.
You pop your pills every
Mhm.
so often, like every 3 to 6 hours or something like that.
Mhm.
And it's supposed to push out whatever may have been left, again, products of conception. And that's what happened to me in my fourth, I believe, pregnancy. I was miscarrying like I should, but after about a week or two, they realized after doing more sonograms, there was still products of conception left over. So they finally were like, okay, you tried naturally, you tried the pill. Now we're just going to do a DNC. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. It's quick, it's painless. They put you under, they scrape everything out, they got everything. That was the end of that. My understanding is that a DNC actually can be the best option because it quickly gets everything out. It completes the miscarriage as quickly as possible, so you're not going through all this pain and cramping and bleeding over a long period of time. Because I've miscarried for a few days, I've miscarried for a week, I've miscarried for 2 weeks. It all depends on how far along you were, how much buildup of products you have inside of you. So, and yeah, after DNC, because the way medicine has advanced so much, it's so safe. It's actually kind of the preferred procedure when you realize you're miscarrying. Let's just go ahead and do a DNC, get it over, done with. And there's little to no, I guess you could say, worries of scar tissue and issues later on because medical advancement is so great now.
Right.
It's quick, it's done, it's over, that's it. I think Charity just asked what they tell you about ovulating on your period. Oh.
So funny story.
Yeah,
I had to tell the specialist that that's when I ovulate because we kept missing the window. 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 But if you are a G at this, you know, you keep track of your basal body temperature, you keep track of your mucus, you keep track of all those things. And my research said, you wrong. I don't ovulate over here. I ovulate right here. So they had me come in that 3 to 5 day window, and they were like, my gosh, she don't have a medical degree, but she was right. Because it's my body and I've been with it my whole life and I know it better than you because you met me 5 minutes ago. So there was no medical explanation for it. Everyone has a cycle. I mean, and it's so funny. So there's the myth that when women work together, their cycles start, you know, coinciding with each other. No, you still on your own cycle. You still on your own cycle. You still on your own cycle. But the way that they move throughout the month, occasionally everyone kind of, you know, because it moves back a couple days, moves up a couple days, depending on what you're going through, stress, environment. So we didn't talk about that, but environment is a huge impact on infertility as well. But it just kind of goes like that. So yeah, long story short, Charity, that he was just as surprised as I guess the neighbor if I told him that was happening because they didn't believe me. They kept saying, no, ma'am, no, Mrs. Carter, no, Mrs. Carter, no, Mrs. Carter, because the chart says, well, the chart is wrong.
Chart's not always right.
I said, I don't know who chart that is, but it's not right.
Yeah.
So, yes, that was a good question, Charity. But environmental. So go ahead, Laura.
Oh, no, I was just going to say, and for those of you who kind of just coming in, FYI, speaking on ovulation and all that good stuff, you do not, I repeat, do not need a period to get pregnant. I'm proof. Yeah. Yeah.
You can ovulate without one.
Yeah.
You can ovulate more than one time in a month.
Yeah, that's true too. I hate when they say that's not you. Yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah, it happens. A woman I'm familiar with got pregnant and she had twins. Then she got pregnant again while pregnant with the twins because apparently she ovulated like a few days later. She had some more sex. So she had like 3 kids inside of her. 2 were about 3, I think they said like 2 to 3 weeks earlier than the other kid, because he came later. You know, our bodies are very magical,
Yes,
mystical.
Princess, you can share this. Your page is public, right, Laura?
Yeah, it is. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Sharing
Our
is
bodies.
caring as long as it's COVID or STD. Go ahead.
I love that one. Amen. Amen.
That's
But yeah,
it.
our bodies
So
are very
speaking
interesting.
of, that's another thing. So untreated STDs, people, is cause for infertility on either side, either
Sure
side.
is.
And many times that can be a cause. It's when they go and look through everything. When I say I felt like an astronaut and I was going to space with all the tests that they gave me, they could tell me all sorts of things. And that was not an issue for me. But one of the nurses, we were kind of chatting because I was like, why are y'all taking all this blood? Are y'all gonna leave any blood left? Because when I went for my first workup, they took 19 tubes of blood. 19.
Killing me.
19.
Killing me.
And my
Killing me.
question, and I have a medical background, but my question was, you done took 7 red tops. Y'all can't use 2 of them? What you need the other 5 for?
For the blues and the
And so,
pinks.
but each specific test takes a specific amount of blood. And what they do is they run the test multiple times to get a baseline for what's going on with you. In addition to my infertility issues, I have health issues. I have no iron. I have hypothalassemia. In English, that means my body does not absorb iron. So that is a deficiency. You need iron. If you recall in prenatal vitamins, that's one of the key vitamins that's in a prenatal vitamin or multivitamin that you take while you're pregnant. Don't have any. My iron reserves are so low that they're not on a chart. And every time when I get my physical, I get the same speech. And then my doctor's like, oh, yeah, that's you. You don't have none. Oh, okay. So I'm lethargic a lot.
Cold nose,
I mean,
fingers.
I'm always cold. The heater's actually on behind me. So it's a lot. It's a journey. And so then you get people saying dumb stuff like, well, just take some iron. What part of my body does not absorb iron? Didn't you hear? So I eat foods high in iron. I cook foods in a cast iron skillet in hopes that maybe some of that iron will be absorbed in the food. I have a nutritionist that tells me how I need to eat certain foods so my body can absorb as much as I can of that food. And if you didn't know, pure raw vegetables in its natural state, just washed and clean, is the best thing for you if you have those type of deficiencies. So I eat a lot of raw spinach. I eat a lot of raw fruits and vegetables. I don't eat meat. I don't eat dairy. And yeah, so I don't eat any almonds or anything anymore because my daughter has a serious nut allergy. So that's a big percentage of it. What percentage is your iron, if you don't mind me asking? Mine is 11%. Girl, I wish mine was 11%. I'm at 2%, 2% like milk. So that's my storage level is 0.8%, not even a whole percent.
Wow.
So I get an iron infusion twice a year. Doesn't help. Costs $1,300 though, and it takes 4 hours, but it don't work. My levels actually dip after having the infusion because my body is like,
What did you just do?
on? And it just dumps it.
Right, that's too much. What you
So
doing?
yeah. So yes, charity 3% and 0.8%. But yeah, so health issues are a factor. Genetics are a factor. You can come from a family that's fruitful and multiply, and you can be the odd man out. Um, you know, so it's just there is no one path for this journey. There's a million plus, you know. And then when you get on the path, you have different obstacles on the path. Like, you know, you can have the low iron, you can have the blood clotting disorder like Laura, you can have one tube, you can, it's so many things. You have a tilted uterus, you can have a weak cervix, you can have all kinds of things that prevent you from carrying a baby to full term. And I mean, we're not even talking about the women who make it to their second and third some even make it to their third trimester and still don't bring a baby home. So
Yes.
infertility is beyond,
Mm.
you know, getting pregnant and conceiving. You're point blank period, you're unsuccessful if you don't bring a baby home. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, you count, you know, it matters, you know. You it's tough. And I know many women in my life personally who have gone through this. Some have gotten their rainbow baby and some haven't. And those who don't know, a rainbow baby is your rainbow after your storm. My rainbow.
Jaquetta. Uh-oh.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, did I lose you?
There you go.
Oh,
Huh? No, you
oh
well.
no, I saw my screen freeze, so I don't know where you stopped stopped hearing me.
I think we heard the rainbow baby after the
Okay.
storm. It just kind of froze.
Oh, yeah,
You're
I
good.
just saw it freeze again. I don't know. I'm sitting in the same spot, but I'm in a house full. So I have my bonus babies here, and I have my rainbow baby. My bonus babies, I don't call them stepchildren because that's just wicked and mean. They're the babies that came with my husband, so they're my bonus.
Bonus.
Um, I'll keep them and send him back, but you know, that's a whole nother story. But so they are probably upstairs on all the video games or every Wi-Fi device.
So that might be what's going on.
So
Yeah.
that could have been our little glitch there. But yeah, so any more questions, guys? What you got? What you got?
Please let us know. Please let us
Princess
know.
says she knows the feeling. Which feeling? The rainbow baby, the you'll give the bonus, you'll get a husband back and keep the kids. Which one?
I'm assuming that's what she was talking about because I saw the laughing emoji going up after that. So I'm almost sure that's what she is.
Hey, y'all
It's
don't
all
know
love.
me, but I'm a
It's all love.
comedian in real life. Yep.
It's love. It's all love though. It's all
I'm a
love.
mom, I'm a comedian, I'm a jewelry seller, all that.
All that. All that.
And then some. I'm an accountant by trade, so I'm probably the funniest accountant you'll ever meet.
Well, while we're on the subject of what we do, let me just put this out here,
Put it
waiting
out
for
there.
somebody to ask a question. So my job, they know what's going on. Well, my manager knows what's going on. And so they know that I'm out and all that good stuff. But it's like, I feel like they don't want me to stay out. Like they're like, okay, so, you need to come back. Why don't you come back? Because I work for a school. I'm sure many of you should know by now. I'm an attendance secretary at a high school. And I feel like I need the rest of the school year off. We got like 5 weeks left. And I'm like, I just need some time to be out of the school because I have had now 6 miscarriages. The first, I think, what, four, I want to say, I actually experienced while working. I did not take any time for myself. I did not take off from work. I went to the urgent care. They were like, yeah, you're having a miscarriage. I was like, okay, there's nothing we can do about it. It's like a period. I just went to work. So at this point in my life, I'm like, look,
You
before
need
I
a
have a
break.
nervous breakdown or commit, as we said earlier, a homicide or a suicide, which I don't
No,
believe
no,
in.
no,
So don't
no,
worry.
no,
Don't
no,
worry.
no.
That's what I'm saying. Before I commit a homicide, I don't believe in suicide. I thought about it for a second, but it ain't gonna happen. I promise y'all, I'm good. I was like, I just need time for me. Like, let me just be at home where I don't gotta do nothing. Like I said, I have an amazing husband. He could just do whatever. But it's like I keep getting calls and text messages. And then I feel like I'm getting pushback from insurance as far as not paying me for short-term disability. And I'm just like, this is crazy.
My
I
thing is
understand.
this. They will give someone who has given birth 6 weeks. You can't get 2. I mean, I'd like for you to get the whole 6, but you can't get 2. You have to, it's a mental thing. I mean, like, I'm going to go back to what I said before. At the end of the day, it's a death. Point blank, period. End of discussion. You can call it whatever you want to call it, but it is a death. Conception, or life begins at conception. She conceived. The baby did not make it to term. There was a death. We need, and this is why in this country, healthcare, and I say that, and I work for a major healthcare company. We need to do better. In other countries, women have 6, 12, 16, 52 weeks of leave after having a baby. They have leave after having miscarriages. Some people have leave. You give somebody who adopted a baby 6 weeks of leave, but someone who lost the baby can't get nothing? Are you kidding me? As my 4-year-old was like, are you kidding me? Like, where they do that at? United States of America.
I was about to say United States of America, because my family, I have family in Canada, and my cousin actually told me after you have a baby, they get up to a year
paid.
Yes, and some 5. I'm like, what? She's like, yes, you get paid. Your job is still held. Your position is held, and you get paid while you are home with your child.
Our little measly FMLA laws, they need to beef those up, because those are unpaid. For those who've never taken FMLA for anything,
I'm finding it out now.
You can take it, but you don't get a check. The only thing FMA guarantees is that you have a job, not your job, but a job when you return from FMLA leave.
And if you don't have short-term disability or long-term disability or any paid time off,
you get nothing.
You're not getting paid. And short-term disability is what I'm trying to take, and even the doctors.
And you have to be out for 7 days, depending on your policy, up to 7 days minimum to collect short-term disability. These are the type of reform things, ladies and gentlemen, that we need to work on and get taken care of. They talking about make America great again. Give us some damn benefits,
please.
Because right now, I don't care who's in the White House, but right now, being America ain't that great.
Nope.
Especially if you dark.
Nope.
But yes, healthcare is important. I don't think healthcare should be a privilege or a right. I think healthcare should be a right. I mean, like you said, in Canada, they get paid leave. They get healthcare.
They're valued.
We have no value. Our value is as much as we can work, and when we can't work, we have no value. And we need. I mean, so sidebar, we need to advocate for better healthcare here in the United States of America, and point blank period. I mean, Obamacare, the Affordable Healthcare Plan, I don't know whose affordability that they're talking about, because the shit is high as in a giraffe's ass. They need to get that together as well. I mean, yeah, Canada.
They have free healthcare. I want to put that out there, though. They do have free healthcare, but you have to understand their taxes are high.
I was just going to say, you're taxed. So it's free when you go, but you have to pay into the system. But see, what I feel, and this is my personal opinion and not the opinions of anyone else on this live, but Jaquetta's, is that we have too many people not paying taxes in this country. I'm sorry, Jeff Bezos, how you make $1 bazillion and pay $0 in tax? I don't make nowhere near $1 bazillion, and I pay about $7,000 in taxes, and that's after all my business deductions.
Tax cuts, So
if we get rid of all these tax cuts and they pay some taxes, we can fund healthcare, universal healthcare. They have it in Massachusetts. They taxes a little on the high side, but guess what? They can go to the doctor and not have to worry about filing bankruptcy when they get home. That part.
I see Charity had asked a question earlier. She said, can you tell us more about what you had to do to conceive? Did you do what the doctors told you, or do more what your body was saying, or a mixture of both? You want to go first? You want me to kind of get into that? Because
either or.
For me personally, I just had sex. I'm extremely fertile. I like to tell the little joke that my husband look at me sideways and I get pregnant. So I didn't do anything.
I'm gonna look at you straight. No.
Right. He need to start looking at me straight, not side, not to the side. I mean, in 2018, I was pregnant 3 times. 2019, I got pregnant 1 time. 2020 was COVID-19, so there's that. 2021, I got pregnant twice within 2 months. So I'm pretty fertile. He just need to stop looking at me sideways. And look straight. Just look straight on so I don't get pregnant. But no, I literally, I timed my sex. I did take some supplements. I don't know if you ever tried supplements. Earthly.com is a natural, organic, holistic type of website. And I used something called Fertiliboost. Whether that helped me or not, I don't know. Because like I said, I've been pregnant 3 times in 2018 and I never took Earthly then. But I did use supplements. I did use pre-seed. I'm sure you're familiar with pre-seed. I've used pre-seed. For those of you who are not sure what pre-seed is a lubricant that mimics your cervical mucus to help the sperm get to your uterus.
It's like the Robitussin and the Mucinex.
Right. It's like the Robitussin and the Mucinex, except pre-seed you would put it in you, or the condom if you use that. Right, versus the Robitussin and
you drink, guys, you drink the Robitussin.
Right.
Let's put it up. You drink the Robitussin and the Mucinex. Please do not. I don't want to hear about no viral videos because y'all done went and had some Robitussin and some Mucinex douches. No, don't do it.
You drink it. You just drink it.
You just drink a lot of it.
Yeah, please don't put no.
We do not want no gorilla girl. We don't want no gorilla girl behind this video. So we don't want anybody going to vaginally ingest cough syrup.
Don't do it, please, because I will laugh at you. I really will.
I'm gonna see if you okay, but then I'm gonna laugh.
Right. I'll make sure you all right first. Then I'm gonna be laughing and say, I told you. I'm
gonna have a whole lot of questions like, was it really sticky? Did it stay in?
Right.
Did it run right back out? Like, how did you put it in there? Did you use a turkey baster? Oh, speaking of which, those don't work. So stop watching the game and watching whatever Love and Hip Hop turkey baster.
Now, hey, wait a minute now. On YouTube, I have seen home artificial inseminations on YouTube, and the couples say they actually got pregnant. So just saying, especially for same-sex couples, like they'll get a friend, a male friend, to donate, and he'll use pre-seed. It's a whole procedure. You put pre-seed in the little soft disc. You know what a soft disc is? And then he will ejaculate into the disc.
The soft disc, and they put the yeah, I don't know about
they get pregnant from it. So I'm just saying, it's been done. It's been done. But go ahead.
So our disclaimer, once again, asterisk, things on YouTube may or may not work. I don't know. We are not responsible for any children that are created after the watching of this law.
Don't come to me talking about child support. I ain't got nothing to do with it.
I don't have opinions on things I don't have dollars on, so I don't have no opinion about that.
I think somebody said that they had twins. So there you go. But go ahead, Jaquetta, and tell about
so for me, so we did traditional. We also did infertility drugs. That's why we was talking about the shots. Yes, so every day we got shots, sometimes twice a day, depending on what part of the cycle we were in. Lots of monitoring, basal body temperature, mucus checks. I think I had like 4 apps on my phone at the time, keeping track of cycles and ovulation and temperature and right time, right place, sending texts like, you got 7 minutes to get home. Yeah, let's go, let's go. Where, we could be out at a family event, and I'd give him this look, and we'd be like, okay, gotta go. And so, um, but ultimately, and no one has ever heard what I'm about to say before. I'm probably gonna get killed, but hey, it is what it is. She's here now. We had IVF. So ultimately, with one tube that was clogged, we ended up we had IVF. So and we were very fortunate. One cycle, um, we had, and I'm gonna tell you how lucky or blessed or divine intervention this was. So stay with me. One cycle, I produced 7 eggs. Hold on.
I already know the statistics behind this, so I'm just like,
two of those 7 made it past fertilization. Both were um injected, embedded, whatever, and we have one taken.
wow. That, and because see, I know that the numbers. Like, I actually was told to try IVF because they do DNA testing, so that might help
Mhm.
me. Maybe the eggs that I keep getting fertilized are bad, whatever. But
So as
I
you
know
heard, we had 7 and ended up with 2. So
that's what I'm
5 of
saying.
them
I
were
know the
bad
numbers.
eggs.
That's amazing. Like,
And
wow.
the good thing, um, well, there's lots of good things about IVF, but my favorite thing, and I thought this was funny, but I'm a nerd. Our embryologist, his name was Einstein. Um,
Okay. Jesus is
um,
talking
and
to
I
you.
thought that was a joke, but like really, his mama named him Einstein.
Oh, that's his first
Uh,
name?
that's his first name. He's
Yeah.
smart. He's an embryologist.
He's very smart. He's extremely smart.
um,
He's
and
Einstein.
and so what they do, for people who don't know, they do testing on all of them, and I forget what this method is. Like, you can put this extra stuff on them to help. We did everything that we could do to get the best result. We had to sign multiple waivers about having multiples and things like that. And um the biggest takeaway is they do DNA testing to find out, um like, we knew everything within like weeks, except for if it was going to be a successful pregnancy. We didn't know until the end, of course, on
Girl,
that.
boy,
But we
I
knew we knew what sex we were going to have. We knew if there were going to be any birth defects, abnormalities, DNA defects. So if you're going to have a Downs baby, trisomy 13, um, anything other than stuff that happens in utero, because things like cerebral palsy, they happen during birth because something happens during the birth. But we knew everything. So
that's amazing.
our little one, she's on the spectrum, but if you saw her, you never know. And the spectrum I'm speaking of, guys, is the autism spectrum. But she has a sensory disorder. She doesn't like things to touch her. She doesn't, which a lot of us do. And I think it's way more people who are undiagnosed autistic running around than we would ever know, because you got to think about it, really, until the late 80s, early 90s, we really didn't know what autism is. We kind of lumped those children in with children that had Down syndrome or just were catatonic and didn't speak. But she speaks. Um, if you saw my post the other day, we're learning numbers and reading. She's 4. And yeah,
She driving you up the wall, learning
I,
her
I
numbers.
I sing the song all the time. She drives me crazy. And she goes, whoop, whoop. So, but yeah, so that is my beautiful journey. But like I said, she's my rainbow baby. We had one pregnancy before that ended up in a tubal pregnancy. Um, I was 9 weeks when I found out I was having a tubal pregnancy, and it was the worst. That was, I'm gonna say, for me, that was like the worst experience, because anyone who hasn't had a miscarriage, you're not a priority at the emergency room. They figure like oh, hey, I'm making money while I'm alive. Good deal. They feel that the baby is already gone, so you can just sit there and wait until whenever, because Susie over here has an ingrown toenail and she needs to go back before you. Um, but my thing was, I knew something was wrong. Um, and my husband was like, nothing's wrong with you. Your stomach's just hurting. You're cramping, and this is all part of pregnancy. And if you want to, but he did say, he just kept saying, but if you want to stay, I'll stay. If you want to stay, I'll stay. I said, I know my body. I know something. I don't know what, but I know something is wrong. And I want to stay and get a clean bill of health. And I think the most sad thing, and I still don't remember the name of that pill, but 4 days before I found out I was having an ectopic, I was in the emergency room, and they said everything is fine. Everything is fine. The baby's where it's supposed to be. Now, mind you, I have a medical background. I worked on labor and delivery the 8 years that I was in the United States Navy. So I've seen an ultrasound or 99 million. And I kept asking the ultrasound tech, I said, I see the sac, but I don't see an embryo. It's there. You just don't know what you're looking for.
Same here.
And so when I told her that my job in the Navy was an ultrasound tech, and I've seen many, and this is not good. Can I have someone else come down here? And oh, yay for the rainbow babies. And they refused. So they sent me home. They just told me to go on bed rest. And then 4 days later, I was back, and the same intake nurse was there. And she's like, oh, you're just miscarrying. You can just sit over there. Ma'am, people still die during childbirth. So I'm going to need you to.
Right.
And so they took me and did another ultrasound. And I knew at that moment something was wrong, because, you know, when bad things happen in the medical field, everybody get quiet. Nobody wants to be the person who has to deliver the not so great news to the patient. And they actually violated HIPAA because they told my husband what was going on before I even got back. And from that point, from when I came back from ultrasound back to my little room in the ER, I was there for maybe a few minutes, and then they immediately took me to surgery. My current OBGYN, who I'm still seeing now today, that's how I met him, in the OR of the emergency room. And he didn't tell us anything because he assumed that the other staff had already told me everything that was going on. All I knew was that they were going to do surgery. I honestly thought that I was just going back to get a DMC. I did not know that I was going to have my tube removed. No, didn't know. That was not on the paperwork that I signed. Nah.
So that was my birth story. So I can believe you. I'm shocked, but that was my birth story. I had no clue I was having a C-section until they started to shave me. And I'm like,
well, I did know. Well, I knew from conception to whenever she was going to be born that I was having a C-section because of the fibroids and because I had the myomyectomy before conceiving her. And I knew that for two reasons. One, I'd had a myomyectomy and gotten pregnant within 2 years of having the myomyectomy, and my body still hadn't healed. And then the biggest thing is I have a huge fibroid across my cervix, so ain't nothing going in and ain't nothing coming out. So and because if you're not familiar with fibroids, they are basically benign tumors that are on the inside of your uterus, and they take all the blood supply. They thought that had something to do with my hypothalassemia and not being able to absorb iron, but they weren't linked at all. They removed them. Some have grown back, but I still have low iron and no iron. I call it no iron because 0.8, what's that?
It's less than 1.
It is. It's almost 0. So yes. So see that it's a hard knock life with fibroids. I had 7, had them removed. I think I have 3, maybe 4, but they grew back. So, yes. So any other questions, guys? And then we're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go make dinner for the kiddos. I have no idea what we're eating tonight, but
Gonna eat some food though. We're gonna eat some food.
we gonna eat something. Something.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna eat some spinach, but
that's my rainbow baby. She just wanted to say hey.
Hi.
hey. Why am I leaning over like she's coming?
Cause she's leaning. Come here. Come straight on and say hello. This is actually my first pregnancy. The only one that has made it out. She was oops, my bad. Was not planned. She knows it's all love. We love her. Right?
Those are the best.
Say hey.
She's beautiful. See, now you're gonna make me call Sagan downstairs.
Call her. Call her so we can see her. Say hey.
Sagan!
Auntie Chantel said, hey Lolo.
Hey, Auntie Chantel.
She said, hey Auntie Chantel. Now Sagan's gonna come. That's her rainbow baby. But you guys, please feel free if you have any other questions.
Oh Lord. Come here. Come here. Come say hi.
This is her baby. This is her rainbow baby. What is on her head?
Say hi, Sagan.
You got a cape on? What's going on?
Girl, she's playing dress up. So she has on her Mira, the royal detective costume, as she poses, and she has on what is this called, Sagan?
Wig.
No, what is this from? What is the
PJ
PJ?
Masks.
She has on a PJ Masks cape, but she said it's her wig.
Okay. I'm familiar with PJ Masks.
It's her wig though.
Okay, I like your blue hair. It's pretty.
Thank you.
Say hi. Say hey, Sagan.
Say hi, Lolo.
Hello.
And then my niece is coming now. You know, you can't have one without the other. This is my niece. Say hey.
Hi.
That's my niece, Jazara. Y'all can go
Hi,
play.
Jazara.
Hi to Sarah.
You want to go back
waiting.
upstairs? Mommy's almost done.
Hi to Sarah.
You want to do jewelry with Mommy later? Okay. She's going to do some jewelry with me later. So we're going to go get some dinner. And
I was noodles.
you want noodles?
I love noodles. Yes.
Okay.
Noodles.
And pickles.
Yeah, I love pickles too. Pickles are really good. Yeah. I love pickles.
All right.
Pickles
Go
on
back upstairs
sandwiches.
with Sissy. And then
And olives.
No, I don't
and
eat
olives. Oh, girl, she can eat a jar. She can eat olives, green olives, black olives, Kalamata olives. She loves olives. I think she's the only kid I know who likes onion. So
I love onions though. I love onions.
I love onion and garlic, so she gets it honestly. You're welcome, Jeannie. So does anybody have any questions before we go?
I want a baby.
No, let's not do that right now, okay?
Okay.
No.
Flamingo.
You want to be a flamingo? She's dressing up like a flamingo. You're a flamingo. I can't, nobody needs to see your bee stings. So no, don't come over here till you put your dress back on.
Wait, Mommy.
Let's see. Where's your arm?
Right there.
Anyone else have any other questions, concerns, anything else they would love to know? As I was stating, yeah, y'all. So I didn't know I was having a C-section until they started to shave me. Because sometimes the doctors do that. They make their own plans and they don't tell you anything. They just, go with it and let you know.
I am your flamingo.
I don't know how they
Show me your flamingo costume.
Whatever.
She wants to show you her flamingo costume.
Pretty. Look at you. Pretty flamingo. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
You like to play dress up, huh?
Oh,
You're welcome,
you didn't see my
Chantel.
glitter rant?
You're welcome, Suzette. Thank you guys for joining
You guys
in.
are so welcome. All right, baby, go upstairs. So yes, you guys are welcome. Feel free to post questions here. We can check back and answer them. Or if you don't want to ask publicly, you're welcome to inbox me and I will do my best to answer. Laura, same.
Yep, yeah, please. I'm open. I'm an open book for the most part. That's why I really wanted to do this, because even some of my coworkers on here didn't know what was going on with me. Like I just disappeared from work, and it's like,
I mean,
you
that's
alive?
kind of what happened. So,
Right. I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and go live. It's the last day of National Infertility Awareness Week. Maybe this will help to answer some questions and some curiosity.
You gonna take this off?
Yeah.
Okay, well, go over there. Don't take it off on camera. But yes, the questions are welcome. Feel free. Ask away. We're here. You know, I would say hugs are always welcome, but not every.
Uh-oh, she froze again. I don't know if y'all could see her. I think she was gonna say, not. Go ahead.
Oh,
go ahead. You froze, so go ahead.
I know. I just saw it over there.
Welcome.
I was trying to see what I was saying. I was saying, you know, just ask how you can be of service. Yeah, just ask.
Yeah, sometimes a hug is helpful. Sometimes we might just want to vent. I know there's been days recently where people have just reached out to me and said, hey, how are you? And that has meant the world. You can't see me on the other end of the phone because you probably text me, but I'm probably in tears and I'm crying because that's all I wanted. I just wanted someone to acknowledge that what I'm going through
something.
Right. What I'm going through is real. It hurts and someone cares. And when I say someone, please understand again, husbands are great, spouses are wonderful. They're supportive. But you want other people to surround you, especially people in your circle, to surround you and love on you, not just your spouse. Because in a way, it's kind of like, it's like their job, you know? Y'all get what I'm saying. So sometimes we just need a listening ear. Sometimes we just want somebody to share our story. And that, again, is another reason why I wanted to do this live. I actually reached out to Jaquetta, like, what, Wednesday or Tuesday? And I was like, let's just do it.
Tuesday or Wednesday, yeah.
Let's just do it. I think this would be helpful. This would be great. People can ask questions. We can share our stories. And for me personally, it's a part of healing. I'm going through a miscarriage right now. So this is helping me to heal. Each time I miscarry, I have to go through a healing process. And for me, talking it out, getting it out, put my feelings and emotions out there is a part of my healing. And it helps. It does.
It definitely does. So just be a support. Like she said, a hug, an open ear, a genuine kind word. Even just a quick text, hey, how are you today? It's like any other grief, guys. It doesn't go away. If you've lost a loved one, it's the same concept. I won't say the same thing, but it's definitely the same concept. It's still losing a child, and there's no pain like it. Wouldn't wish it on anyone, not a soul. So thank you guys for hanging out with us and listening and interjecting and your support, your questions, and all that good stuff. So we're here if you need us. Laura, I'm here. You have my number. Call me, whatever. But I'll be checking on you, sis, and making sure you and Brandon are okay. It's so funny. One of my husband's best friends is his name is Brandon Williams, and he was like, I don't know her.
Who's she? What?
And it's so funny. And I said, well, it's not your friend Brandon, because your friend Brandon on Facebook goes by a different name. This is someone totally different that you don't know. You don't know every Brandon Williams. So yeah, he was like, when did Brandon marry somebody named Laura? I was like,
Lord,
it took me a minute. It took me a minute to even know what he was talking about. I was like, they've been married for a long time, as far as I know, but what you talking about?
Since 2017.
So yeah, but yes, I thought that was the funniest thing. He was like, I don't see Jada. I don't see Jayla. I was like, because that's not their Brandon. He was like, oh, okay.
Mind your business. Just mind your business.
Right? But yes, I had to share that laugh with you before we went off air. But yeah, I was like, you don't know everybody.
Williams is
Contrary to
such a
whatever you
common.
believe.
Williams is so common.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, everybody has Williams or knows a Williams. But
They
I
are
guess
popular. All right, guys. So we're gonna go unless you guys have anything else for us. This has been good for my soul today. Um, oh, Jacqueline says she's sending love. She's miscarried 2 times right there. So there's nope. Prayer and time. And some days are better than others.
yes,
For
yeah.
me, like that day, um, which actually just passed. Um, so it was the 10th of April. So I always remember like where I was and what I was doing on that day, and it's pretty tough. And then my due date for that lost child, it's pretty tough for me on that day as well. So
I remember my due date for the 2019 loss in August. That's the only one for, I guess, because the others were so early that I can remember because they had actually saw the baby. Like that was the only one that I actually saw the sac and the yolk, the actual baby. Like everything was there. It had no heartbeat, and it was devastating. Lord, it was devastating. But yeah, I understand the due date.
So yeah, just be kind and genuinely ask how you can help. I mean, I think the biggest thing for me is just someone to listen sometimes when like you're like, I don't know what else to do, or but I am at the end of my journey. We're 47 over here. We done. I feel these eggs is powdered. We just
powder.
we done. We not add no water. We not.
Well, I'll carry the torch on for you.
Hey, I'm here for education and support.
Thank you.
For all of my
Thank you.
sisters and brothers who are going through this, because it's a pain like no other. But yeah, it's just be kind to them. Don't laugh at me, Jacqueline. I'm so serious. Oh, thank you.
I was shocked when you said you were 47 earlier when you were talking about your age. I was like, wait, I thought she was like my age. Because when you said you're done, I was like, what you mean you done? Hold up, you supposed to be in this together. No, you can't be done. You're only like 30 something. What are you doing?
No, child. These bones is old. We've been on this earth a long time. But hey, that's my black girl magic.
Yeah.
Black girl magic.
Look, I told y'all I work in a high school, right? I know we're supposed to be getting off, but let me just share this with y'all. I have to. So I told you guys I work in a high school. Tell me why these little boys. Hey, girl. Psst, psst, hey, let me get your number. I had to catch myself because I was about to say, young man, I am old enough to be your stepmama. Don't do me like that.
Girl, you probably look younger than some of the girls in school.
I do. Between the lashes, the boobs, the beat to the gods. Oh my God. I saw some of them look older than me. It's
my
bad.
bonus babies are 5th grade and 6th grade. And when we go to the middle school campus, I'm like, who mama is that? She said, oh, she's in my class. No, she said, she in my class. Oh, class. Is she the teacher? I'm talking about 6th grade. She had lashes. She had a mini beat because she just had her eyebrows. They was arched to an nth of their life, and she had on this beautiful eyeshadow, and some lipstick, and I was like, OMG. And I was like, I have 2 girls. Oh, we're not going to do this. And so luckily, our oldest daughter, she's 12, but she's 12. She's not like 22-12.
Right. Lauren is 10. She's 10. I mean, she's in there playing with her 4-year-old cousin, and she's quite content. She
Yeah,
just got a
so
phone and that's her whole life. She just starting to put on lip gloss with color, and that's exciting for her. Like, she's good.
yeah. Now on the other hand, the 4-year-old, she been here before. And I say that. I say that with all sincerity and honesty because my sister takes her to get her nails done. She got her toes done. And she wears like colored lip gloss at 4. And I have to be like, no, you're not wearing it out the house.
She's
You
Miss
wear
Ma'am. That's what I say, Miss Ma'am.
girl,
Miss
she's
Ma'am.
high maintenance. So I told her, I said, okay, you can do all that stuff, but she has the right sister. My older sister, love her to death, but she's like a super diva. So, she's all about hair done, nails done, everything done. I'm like,
You get it
I'm
from her
afraid. I'm
mama.
still afraid to go to the nail salon. I'm still pandemic afraid. I can't. Mm-mm. No.
And I
And
still need to
then
do my eyebrows.
I know, girl. Don't look. Don't look. My hair's only done because my niece braided my hair the other day. So, but yeah. So, but seriously, ladies, let's take care of one another. If you don't know or you're unsure, just ask. And ask how you can help. Please don't say, well, what's wrong with you? Don't do that.
Worst question ever.
Don't do that. No, the worst question ever is, are you pregnant and you're not? That
Yeah,
now
yeah.
I'm not saying I'm just
How
saying
far along are you?
I know someone who asked somebody that on Easter and they wasn't pregnant and they thought they was fly. It was a whole fight at the church.
At the
On
church?
Easter. It baby. The
That's why
whole church.
you gotta tread lightly.
So unless you see a baby coming out, don't ask nobody if they pregnant.
Right, even if the baby coming out, pause. Maybe that's just like a baby doll.
She might be breastfeeding the long way. I don't know.
I'm just not gonna ask that question because that's not a question.
Yeah. Unless they have said, oh, and they're rubbing their belly saying, oh, I'm due on blah, 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 blah. And then you still clarify what? What'd you say? But don't ask. Don't. Put that on the list of, I'm so serious, Suzette, at the church on Easter Sunday in her Easter best. She was asked, was she pregnant? And she took all offense and it was a whole fight.
Lord Jesus. Whew. Jesus was not offense that day.
He came off the cross. He was already off the cross. He said, oh, hold on, let me move this phone away. What y'all doing over here?
Let me get over here with this. This ain't gonna work for me.
He said, I have to get back up on the cross. Y'all playing. Stop playing. Oh, but yeah. So, but no, real talk, guys. Real talk. Just ask. Just ask. And we'll share. But if you guys we'll give you like 1 more minute and see if you guys have any questions, because there's a slight delay to see if there's any questions, and then we're gonna get out of here and
go eat. I'm hungry. Yes. Brandon's making pizza. Yeah. We're gonna watch Mortal Kombat tonight. We got Hulu. Yeah. I'm excited.
No, we'll probably be watching like Coco or the Book of Life. I don't get to control the TV.
Or Coco Melon.
Yes.
I don't understand. Even my daughter, Lauren, she's like, why do people like this show?
Girl, don't play the theme song because she's gonna come running. Have you seen that meme where the mom plays the theme song and the kid comes like tearing out of nowhere? Like, where's it?
And then start singing it.
Yes.
I'm not
she
ready.
If she loves that, and she loves I guess his name is Johnny. I think his name is Johnny, the little baby on there, whatever his name is. But
I'm not that deep.
I watch. I look. Let me tell you this. I look at it, but I don't watch it. If that makes any sense. But I do know Mrs. Appleberry. Mrs. Appleberry is the teacher on there. I do know that because I was like, apple bottom, what? No, it was Appleberry.
No copyright infringement.
So yes, but She makes a beeline if she hears that. And then we watch, of course, all the princesses of Disney and all their little stories. So of course we have Disney Plus. And then
Yes.
she got mad. She got mad because we didn't have like whatever the good Disney Plus was, because we have to wait for something to come out. We didn't have like yeah, you didn't know? Girl, there's levels to Disney Plus. I guess we got Disney Plus Basic. We don't have Disney Premiere or whatever, where like as soon as the movies drop, you can get them. We have to wait. It was some movie we wanted to see, but it doesn't come out for us until like May or something. Yeah, so you gotta wait.
And somebody didn't like that.
No, she was like, I felt like we was on Bad Boys too. Well, how much a good pool costs? How much the good Disney costs?
Can y'all just like cut my allowance? You know what I'm saying? We could put
No. She didn't say that. Let me tell you what she said, and we'll get off of here. She goes, well, mommy, you know, you can sell some more jewelry and you can pay for the extra Disney.
Y'all, so Jaquetta sells nickel-free, lead-free $5 jewelry. I'm gonna need y'all to go ahead and make a purchase. We can get the good
so we can buy the good
Disney.
Disney. It's for the babies, y'all.
Make up everybody on here buy like 2 or 3 pieces of jewelry. It's $5 each. Help the baby out so she can get the good Disney.
Yes, yes, Suzette, it's $30 to see the new movies, girl. Okay, so I'm an accountant and I'm cheap.
6 pieces of jewelry. Come on.
Hold on. Let me give my disclaimer. I'm an accountant and I'm cheap, and I'm like, y'all get everything else y'all want. Can mommy get a break? Because I'm gonna tell you, I had a whole like moment when I turned on Disney Plus the other day and they said it was going up $1. Huh? You barely work. Like once a week, I have to restart the whole app because it'll say it won't play. But yes, yes, Jacqueline, I can wait. I mean, she's in 5 minutes. She's not gonna remember that movie doesn't come out until May. So.
Yep. And when May comes, she's gonna be excited to see it. I'm like, yeah.
Right? It'll be new because it's new to her. I mean,
right. Yeah.
We're talking to the same person who watches the same movie every day and asks the same questions. Is he gonna die, mommy? Well, what's gonna happen next? Didn't we just watch this like yesterday? But I love that wonder and amazement in her that, you know, she thinks it's gonna be different every time.
You gotta give her a break. Give her a break.
I love the innocence. I love the pure innocence where she thinks that it's gonna be different every time. And just like
something different.
I just smile and nod. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You got it, baby. It's okay. Okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Mama Imelda is not gonna die. Yes, she is. Coco is gonna be over there with Hexa in the afterlife. So. But yes, and Jamie, not Jamie, Laura sells beautiful $5 nickel-free, lead-free jewelry as well. Please support her. It supports her family, her beautiful family, and yeah. So she goes live. What nights do you go live?
I stopped for a little while because of the whole pregnancy and everything, but I'm trying to get back into Saturday Night Live.
Okay. It's all the way live. Saturday Night Live. So check her out, guys, on Saturday nights. You won't be disappointed. We have some of the most beautiful jewelry, and it's only $5. Girl, you can't even get a Subway sandwich for $5, but you can get some whole earrings.
We got you, Suzette. We got you.
Yes, she does. Get with Laura. She got you, y'all. She got you. But my thing is probably gonna freeze again because my spouse is calling again. So let me get off of here.
End it, y'all. If you missed any part of this, check us out.
Go back and watch the replays. Laura will leave it up. It will be up, like Cardi B.
Up and it's up and it's up. That's the clean version. We're gonna, stick with that. It's PG around here.
Oh, I didn't know that was a horrible song until I actually heard the whole words, and I was like, oh no.
Did you see the video?
I'm not ready.
I'm not ready. If you're not ready for the lyrics, you sure ain't ready for the video. Jesus!
No.
All right, Tuesday. I see you. Y'all
bye, guys. Good night.